Okay, so welcome everyone who's joining us here in Zoom or on Facebook Live. Today is our last of 4 sessions for Mindfulness Monday. This has been a 4-part series. So each Monday from 11 to noon, we've had a session facilitated by Pam Martin-McDonald from Meridian Health Wellness. And I hope everyone enjoys our last session together today and has a nice, relaxing and Mindfulness Monday. So over to you, Pam.
Thank you, Kim. Well, I'm so happy to be here again today. These have been the best few weeks. And starting off our week with a real connection to ourselves and the environment around us is such a great way to begin a new day, a new week. And now we're into November and we're that much closer to the next big season. So I thank you for taking time out of your day and marking me and this practice into your schedule. And if you are watching the replay, make sure that you post and share your experience. I love seeing photos of what you're doing as well to create mindfulness and a connection to yourself, that bit of self-care. So let's get started, shall we? As usual, we're going to be starting in a seat. So if you are in a chair, that's perfectly fine. If you can sit in a chair that does not have wheels, that will be a little more better for what we're doing today. So we want to create some stillness and stability. So sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor. I'm sitting on a yoga mat and also a firm cushion underneath me. So let's take a few moments to get set up. And once you are organized, we shall begin. And we always want to begin by closing down the eyes. You can keep your eyes open if keeping them closed is not comfortable for you. So we'll close down the eyes. And we're going to take a deep breath here. Deep breath in through the nose. Feeling the oxygen as it enters through the rims of our nostrils. And then let it out. Let's do that once more with me. Breathing it in and letting it go. Let's add in a little bit of noise now, because we can connect deeper when we put a little bit of our own sound into the breath. So we're going to do a little bit of that lion's breath that we've done before. Breath in. Open your mouth. Let it out. We want to have a little bit of fun with our practice as well. We are taking time to tune in, but it can also be fun and enjoyable. So lion's breath one more time, and we're going to place our hands on our thighs, gently press in and get nice and long and tall in our upper body as we do this breath. So gently press in, breath in, lion's breath out. Now watch your breath as it returns to a pace of its own. Notice where you feel your breath in your body right now. Do you feel it in your belly? Are you feeling your heart beating in your chest? Do you feel the air come in through your nose? Mindfulness is a practice where we get really curious about what is going on inside of us, as well as what's going on outside of us. And we do this without judging it or labeling it good or bad or anything like that. We're watching our reactions and just simply observing them. Let's take a moment now to observe some of the sounds that you may be hearing. Maybe it's some traffic outside. Maybe it's the heating system inside of your house. Maybe someone is walking across the floor or closing a door. Maybe it's quiet and there's nothing really that you hear. Now let's check out what's happening in the mind. The mind is a part of our body, but it is not our entire body. So we have other organs in our body, such as our heart and our lungs. So let's observe what the mind is doing. Perhaps there's a thought about something you're going to be doing after this practice is complete. Maybe you're thinking about a meal that you're going to have later with your friends. Or maybe you have an injury, and that's what's in your mind right now. Whatever that is, we want to take the time to give it our attention, to notice it, acknowledge it, and then we let it go. We come back to the present moment. We come back to our body, feeling still, feeling rooted and grounded right here without any movement. Let's give ourselves another moment of silence here. Noticing what we notice. If we start to drift away from the practice into a thought or an emotion, as soon as we are aware that we've left, we can always come back with our breath or any other tool that you have learned that works for you. We're going to put our right hand on our belly and our left hand over our heart. Feel your body. Feel your breath here. What do you notice? We're going to deepen that, drawing the breath in, and we're going to take it in and fill up our container. And today our container is going to be a balloon in our belly. That's what we're going to imagine, that this area that we have our right hand on is a balloon. And we're going to bring in the air. We have to breathe it in deeply or we'll get to the balloon that's down in the low part of our chest. So that means we've got to try and open up the chest and breathe lower than where our ribs are. So let's see if we can do that. And every breath, we have another opportunity to practice and bring it in even deeper, down past the belly button. So let's breathe in through the nose and extend that belly. You can feel it pressing on your right hand. And then when you're ready to breathe out, we're going to exhale. Belly button comes in and up, and the balloon empties. So let's try that again. We're going to practice drawing the breath in, nice and deep, all the way down, engaging and enlarging that balloon. We're going to pause for just a moment and gently exhale, balloon. And you can add that sound in with your lips, because you know what it sounds when we let the air out of the balloon. We're going to inflate, pause, deflate. Inflate, Hold it. Belly is full. Resist the urge to let out. And now deflate. Belly button comes in and up, blowing it out. Let's do that once more. And this time, I want you to imagine the color of your balloon. See it getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with that big breath of air. Hold it. Hold it a little bit longer. And exhale. Release your hands down to your thighs. And slowly blink your eyes open. Now we're gonna move the body. Let's shake some of those kinks out. First, we're gonna start off with some head rolls. So we are being mindful of the breath, mindful of sounds that we have heard, mindful of thoughts that have come up. And now we're going to be mindful of some sensations as we move the body, very mindfully, observing. So we're going to do that from both sides. So circles to the right. Listening for any cracks. I always hear cracks when I do this. And now the opposite side. Make sure that you breathe here too, because sometimes we forget. So breath in and come back to center. Let it out. Now we're going to bring the left ear down to the left shoulder and try to notice if the right shoulder is creeping up. Observe if that's happening and then see if you can bring it down. And we're opening up the right side of the neck. We're gonna breathe here. We're gonna imagine that our mouth is taking in the breath here. Let it go. Again. We're gonna turn our gaze down in towards our armpit. And how's that feeling? Always being curious and thankful for our body and all the amazing things that it does for us. Back up to center. And I like to take a moment just to notice how this side of my body feels that I just worked upon compared to this side that I haven't worked on yet. So we're going to bring the same movement into the opposite side now. Drawing the right ear down to the right shoulder. We usually have one side that's a little tighter than the other. I can feel my left side is a little tighter. You can observe that for you. How is it feeling in your body? Keep the shoulders down. Breathing in to the left side of the neck. Breathe into the tightness. See it for what it is. And let it out. Keep the shoulder down. Shoulders are square across, and we're just utilizing the neck here. Now turn your gaze inwards and down towards your armpit. Breathe in and let every bit of it out. Again. Let it go. We're going to drop our chin down towards our chest here. And what we're doing now is stretching out the back of the neck. How's that feeling in your body today? And you can let yourself move a little bit from side to side as well, because it is your body and it is your practice. I'm a guide, but you are always welcome to explore. We'll come to stillness in this position again. Breath in. And slowly bring the head back up. We're going to do a counter movement, and we're going to stretch the front of our throat. And that does not get done very often because we do spend a lot of time like this, reading, typing, texting. So let's bring the shoulders up to the ears, bring them back, opening the chest, let them come down again. And we're going to slowly drop the head back and feel this area. We're going to not do it with our hands. We're going to do it from the inside. Breathe in. Let it go. We're going to have 2 more breaths here. One more. Now slowly, feeling every sensation along the way, come back up to center. Being mindful, we like to add a little bit of extra time into everything we do so we have more of an opportunity to feel and notice. So it is slowing down, checking in, being really curious, but again, not judging anything good or bad or anyone good or bad, just simply noticing. Now you've all been given some instructions before we started today, and that is to have a little piece of food. So we're going to practice some mindful eating today. So mindfulness is to be taken into every single aspect of our life, every single aspect of our day. Whatever we do, we can always be doing it with intention and connection. So in my little dish today, I have a few raisins. So you can have some raisins, you can have a cracker, a grape, whatever it is. We're going to do an exercise now in mindful eating. And the purpose of this is so that when you are eating outside of this class, you are more connected and you're feeling the food, you know when you're full. And if you're like me and the rest of the human population, we do have a tendency to gobble things up. We might be talking to somebody else, we could be watching a show, we could be in thought somewhere else. And next thing you know, our food is gone and we hardly noticed that we ate it or enjoyed it. Now with the holiday season coming up, there's going to be an abundance of food and treats and all kinds of yummy food. We can still practice mindfulness when we enjoy all these beautiful gifts and the abundance of what our farmers have been doing all year long, growing those vegetables and the nice baked goods that our loved ones have created. So we want to be really appreciative, slow things down, fully enjoy the experience of eating. So if you've all got something ready, we're going to start that now. So again, I have just a few raisins in a dish here, and we're going to start out by holding the food, the dish in our hand. If you have it in a dish, if not, you can just put it right on your palm. So the first thing is actually just notice how it looks. So we're really slowing down and taking the time to just look at what we're going to eat first. So have a look down at whatever it is that you have chosen for this exercise today. The first thing is noticing its color. What color is what you have chosen? And it could be more than one color involved. So let's check that out. So I have raisins. So my color is brown and a couple of different shades of brown. Some are darker than others. Take a moment and notice the colors that are in your chosen food. Now I'm looking at how the light is reflecting off of it. I see some shadows. There's some parts of the food that I cannot see as well unless I kind of tip and turn, and I can see a little bit better. We're being really curious. So feel free to move what you have in your hand. And now let's notice the size. So I have 4 different raisins here, and I'm noticing that they're not all the same size. There's one that's small. There's one that's more of a rounder shape. There's another that's more of an oval shape. Take a moment now and notice what you have in your hand. And how large, how small. If you have a cracker, you might even notice some of the seeds or the ingredients showing up on your food. Let's take a breath in and make sure that we are completely at ease while we are observing. Let it go. Shoulders are down, away from your ears. The next thing is we're going to pick up a piece out of the dish if you haven't already done so. And we're going to feel it between our fingers. How does it feel between your fingers? I'm going to put it in the other hand now. How does that feel? You can kind of roll it around. Feel the shape. Now I'm going to put it between both of my hands and feel it like this. So I have a raisin, as I mentioned, and it's dry. It's not wet. It's a little bit wrinkly. So how is that for your food? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it wrinkly? Is it sticky? Is it dry? Firm? My raisin is not firm because I can press on it and it changes shape. And then I press it again and it changes shape again. Now I'm going to hold it up to my nose. So take your item of food, put it up underneath your nose, and let's see what it smells like. And I'm going to bring it under my left nostril. And now underneath my right nostril. Can you smell it evenly out of each nostril? Or is one nostril a little bit stronger when it comes to picking up scent? Now we're going to wave it underneath our nose like this, very gently, getting a whiff of it as it passes by. Paying really close attention to its smell. Now mine smells sweet. What does yours smell like? Now we're getting closer to tasting it. So we're going to open up our mouth. And we're going to place the item on our tongue. But don't eat it. Don't chew it. Don't eat it. We're slowing it down. Place it on the center of your tongue. Let's see if you can resist eating. How does it feel on your tongue? On your tongue, between your tongue and the roof of your mouth. Swirl it around. And now, does it feel different in your mouth from what it felt like between your fingers and on your hand? Get really curious. What does it feel like on your tongue? And are you getting anxious to bite it? What are you tasting? Can you taste the flavors coming out of the food? Is it starting to melt in your mouth? Is it starting to change shape? If you have a cracker, is it starting to dissolve, or are pieces starting to break off of it? Roll the food around in your mouth any which way you want. You can roll it around your teeth, different parts of your tongue. Let's have a little bit of fun with this. It's an experiment. We're experimenting with experiencing our food in a more mindful way. Now, we're going to start the chewing process and see if we can chew this slowly. How do you usually chew your food if you weren't slowing down? Let's see if we can do it a little bit differently right now. Now feel the sensation of your teeth as you bite down into your chosen food. It has a sensation that we experience when we bite into something, doesn't it? And now, how is the texture changing? What about the flavors that are coming out now that you've bitten into your food? Does it spread out over your tongue? Does it taste differently from the tip of your tongue and the taste buds in the back of your tongue? Does your mouth start to salivate? All the juices in your mouth. Does your mouth start to water as the flavors of the food start to come through after that bite? Now let's see, does your mouth feel warm or hot now that you've experienced that food? And where is your tongue finding the food now? Maybe it's on your teeth. Let your tongue explore your teeth and see if there's any pieces of the food still there. I can feel some in my teeth. My tongue is exploring my mouth. So we're going to finish chewing whatever you might have that's still lingering in your mouth right now. And swallow. Notice the taste and the flavors as they now dissolve and disappear. You might even still be remembering the taste in your mind. And now that the taste is gone, we have the memory of the taste. So that was a little example of how we can be more mindful with our food. You might even notice you swallow the food now, how it feels in your belly. So when you're going to eat your next meal or your snack, sip on your tea, your coffee, whatever it is that you're having, maybe you can take a little bit of this practice into your next food experience and see how that feels, see how it changes things, see what remains the same, and always be sure to add a bit of gratitude into that food experience. So that was of the tongue and the mouth mindfulness. We're going to go through some more of the senses now, a little bit deeper, and explore another experiment with exploring through the senses. So take your food and move it out of your way, and you can finish up anything after if it's still a little bit of a craving to eat it. So just move it to the side, and after your practice, then you can go and enjoy more of your snack. So we're going to go through the 5 senses, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. This is a really good activity if we are feeling a little anxious and we're finding it hard to get a little break from our thoughts. So this is a great way to come back to the present moment by using our awareness and our mindfulness to look around here in this moment. So first of all, we're going to list 5 things that we can see. So look around and identify 5 things that you can see. So we're using our sight. So I'm going to list 5 things that I can see. I can see my dog. I can see my yoga mat. That's 2. I can see my socks. I can see my water bottle. And I can also see my raisins. There's still some left in my dish. Now get curious with this, because there might be a corner of your house that you don't pay much attention to. Be sure to look in the little spaces and the little cracks. You might notice something new, something different. And now that you have those 5 things identified, we're going to move on to something else. We're going to list 4 things that we can feel. So we feel with our body, okay? Maybe you can feel the pressure of your body resting into your cushion, or your legs as they rest into the floor. Maybe you can feel the texture of your shirt as it's on your skin. So 4 things that you can feel. I'm feeling my earrings. I'm feeling them dangling in my ears. I'm feeling my socks. I'm feeling my hands as they are resting on my legs. And I'm also feeling my body resting here onto the floor. So that's 4 things that we are feeling. So that's the sense of touch. Now, what are 3 things you can hear? 3 things you can hear, background sounds maybe that you've been tuning out so that you could focus on my voice. So now we're going to give those sounds our attention. So we're going to slowly tune away and really get out, almost like a magnifying glass. We're magnifying sounds. What might you hear? Maybe you heard it in the beginning of our practice and then tuned it out. I can hear a car going down the road, very, very faintly, but I can hear it. I can hear my furnace. And I could also just hear my fridge cut in. So those are 3 things that I can hear that I tuned out when I was focusing on being in this present moment, talking to you guys. So that's the sense of hearing. We're going to move to another one now. 2 things that we can smell. What can you smell from where you are? Or maybe you can even remember a smell. I can smell the raisins that are still in the dish because they're very close. And you can even move your body just gently. I'm smelling these. And I'm also smelling coffee that I have brewing. I'm going to enjoy mindfully after our practice. So 2 things, and if you think of 3 things, that's okay. And if you can only smell 1 thing right now, that's okay. We're using our senses, our curiosity, and our awareness to tune in and to be present with what's going on. And we're doing this in a very calm, relaxed, and centered way. And you all know how it is to mindfully chew. So that's the sense of taste. So now that we've been through all the 5 senses, after our session is over, you can take those with you when you're outside, anytime at all, even when you're lying in bed and might find it a little bit difficult to fall asleep. Tune in with your senses. And that's a great tool to help center and be focused on what is. Now, to further get into some mindful practices, we're going to have a meditation now. So you can lie down for this if you want to. Or sit up, whatever feels best. I want you to be really, really comfortable, completely at ease. If you have a blanket that you want to put over your body, you can take that and cuddle up. And all you're required to do is listen to my voice. So get nice and comfortable. Find your breath again. Close down your eyes into the quiet of the space that you are occupying. Bring your attention now to the present moment by noticing your breathing. Pay some close attention to your breath as it enters and leaves your body. How does it feel to breathe in your body now from when we first began our session today? Breathe in. Breathe out. It's natural for your mind to begin to take you for a wandering journey away from your practice. So if you get pulled out of the present moment, know that that is completely okay. You are doing this practice absolutely correct. And with that awareness, you can come back to the present moment. Once again, always know that your breath is an anchor for you. Draw the breath in. Let it go. Softening in your body as you find your way back. Now notice your thoughts and your feelings. As we watch what's happening, without any judgment, you can always take notes. I'm thinking about my list. I see that I'm thinking about eating the rest of my snack. Allow whatever that is to happen and just return to your breathing. We never want to stop a thought or be afraid of a thought or a feeling. We welcome all. We notice it, and then we gently come back. Sometimes we may even feel frustrated or bored. But that is completely fine. These are just a few more feelings to notice. Breath in, breath out. Simply noticing and accepting what's happening. In and out. You can also tune in to the physical, the touch, the connection, those senses of the body, relaxing through your shoulders. Feel your arms and your legs get heavy. All the muscles completely relax in your body as you are in stillness and ease, simply noticing. Scan down, feeling your feet, calves, your thighs, pelvis, the stomach, softening and being curious as we go. Releasing through the chest, taking in an even deeper breath now with that release. Feel your back connecting to the surface it's upon. Your shoulders release further down from your ears. Your arms, hands, fingers, neck, until we reach the head. Moving slowly through the body and paying attention. We'll have a moment of silence here, and then we will return together. With the sound of my voice, we'll start our journey back into the body, bringing some movement into the fingers, into the toes, gently moving your head from side to side. Feel your tongue inside of your mouth. Move it around and even swallow. Breathe in through the nose. Let it out. Roll over onto your most favorite side if you are lying down right now. Take a breath here. You're using your top hand, bring that down to the floor, gently pressing it in and supporting your body as you come into an upright position once again. Let's bring our hands together in a prayer position. All fingers are touching. And we're going to allow our thumbs to rest on our chest. Our elbows are relaxed and pointing down. The crown of our head, the top of our head is reaching up to the sky, feeling tall and strong in our body. And I invite you to chant one sound of Om with me today to close in this new awareness and connection to our body and our environment. We'll do a cleansing breath in and out first. And then to chant, we take a deep breath in and out with the word Om until the sound and the breath has dissipated. Cleansing breath first. And now we breathe in and out with the Om. Om. The light in me bows to the same light that is in each one of you. Thank you for joining. Namaste. Now let's spread our arms out wide, 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 wide. Wrap them around ourselves. Give ourselves a pat on the back. Good job, self. Thank you. Thank you for having this time with me today. If you want to share, if you're doing some practices on your own, I would love to see some photos. So tag me, tag Meridian Health Wellness, and be sure to share away. Thank you so much for joining, and until we meet again, have a fabulous day.